Welcome to the Baboom Baboom podcast, your go-to source for expert tips on car stereo installation, vehicle wiring, and all things wiring related. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we've got the advice to help you power up your ride. Get ready to crank up the volume on your knowledge and make your next wiring project a success.
Ever get that feeling when you're about to tow something and you might be forgetting something super important?
Yeah.
Today's deep dive is all about making sure that something is never ever your trailer wiring.
Okay, I like it.
We're going to tackle the whole 4-way versus 7-way debate
Right.
and really get into why it matters, maybe even more than you think.
Yeah, what I think is so interesting about trailer wiring is that it seems really simple on the surface, but there's actually a lot of physics and important safety stuff going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so walk me through it. What's the big deal with these different wiring systems? Why do we even have them?
Okay, well, imagine this, right? You're towing something big, like a camper or a boat,
Yeah.
and you have to brake suddenly. Okay.
Okay.
With a 4-way setup, the only thing slowing that trailer down is your tow vehicle's brakes.
Oh, okay. So it's all just like my car or truck's brakes doing all the work.
Pretty much. And, basic physics tells us that heavier things take more force to start, especially at speed.
That makes sense.
That's where a 7-way system with its electric brake control comes in and changes everything.
Okay, so instead of just relying on my car to stop this heavy thing I'm pulling,
Right.
the trailer actually has its own braking system.
Exactly. It's like having this whole extra set of brakes specifically designed to handle the load.
Yeah.
Super important for safety.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. So I'm picturing this right in my head. It's like the 4-way is the base model, and then the 7-way with electric brakes, that's like the
deluxe version?
Yes, the deluxe version.
Exactly. And you know how those deluxe models often come with all the bells and whistles?
Yeah.
The 7-way system has a bunch of extra benefits beyond just the brakes.
Oh, really? Like
Well-
what? Give me the details.
Well, you get reverse lights, for one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which might not seem like a big deal, but especially if you've got a bigger trailer,
Mm-hmm.
having those come on when you're backing up can be really, really helpful for safety.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be super helpful. What else?
So a 7-way also has what's called auxiliary power.
Auxiliary power.
Yeah, it's basically a separate power line that lets you run things inside of your trailer.
Oh, okay. So if I've got a camper, I can run the lights and stuff, or maybe what else could you run? Like a mini fridge or something.
Totally. You can run appliances, lights, charge your devices, even keep your trailer's battery topped off if you're on a longer trip. It's about having options.
Okay, this is giving me a much clearer picture of why you'd choose one over the other.
Right.
But before we go too far, can we rewind for just a second?
Yeah.
You mentioned that 4-way is often enough for smaller trailers. What are we actually talking about here?
Think those small utility trailers you see hauling landscaping stuff, or maybe someone's picking up furniture. Those usually don't need any power to run anything on the trailer itself, so the 7-way would be overkill.
So it's about matching the system to what you actually need it to do.
Exactly.
If I'm just hauling some stuff from the home improvement store, 4-way is probably fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking my camper across the country, 7-way all the way.
You got it. You're thinking the right way. It's about knowing your needs and, like we said before, not messing around when it comes to safety.
Globally.
And, speaking of needs, have you ever, needed to upgrade your own wiring?
Oh, funny you should mention that. I actually helped a friend do that a while back.
Oh, really?
And let me tell you, it really opened my eyes. It's definitely not always easy.
Yeah, it can be tricky.
Oh, we were dealing with wires going everywhere, new connectors.
Yeah, right.
Even had to figure out how to, tap into his tow vehicle's electrical system safely, which seemed a little intimidating.
Yeah, I bet.
It definitely made me appreciate planning ahead. And, if you're not comfortable with that kind of thing, maybe call a professional.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not something to mess around with if you're not sure what you're doing. And, this whole process of upgrading and running new wires, it makes you wonder if there's a better way to do this whole thing,
A better way, huh? What are you thinking?
What if trailer wiring could be, completely wireless?
Okay, now you're speaking my language. But, how realistic is that?
I mean, it might seem like science fiction right now,
Yeah.
but when you think about how fast technology is changing, it's not that crazy.
So you're saying, the same stuff that lets my headphones connect to my phone,
Exactly.
that could one day be controlling my trailer.
I don't see why not. Imagine no more connectors, no more compatibility issues, just wireless everything.
That would be amazing, especially for people who, switch between trailers a lot.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboom.com.
Right.
No
Yeah.
more like digging around for the right connector in the dark or whatever.
Exactly. Plus, it opens up all these possibilities. Imagine being able to monitor everything, tire pressure, temperature, even how much weight you're hauling.
Oh, from my phone.
Yep.
Okay, I am officially sold on the future of trailer wiring. But for now, let's bring it back down to earth for a minute.
Right.
Even if we are talking about super advanced systems one day,
Yeah,
the basics of safety are still important. Right?
totally. No matter what kind of trailer you have, safety's always the priority.
Love it. So before we move on to part 2 of this deep dive, I wanted to get into those safety checks everyone should be doing before they tow anything. Can you give us a quick rundown of what those look like?
Absolutely. It all starts with your trailer wiring.
So we're talking about actually getting our hands dirty, like before every single trip.
You got it. It's all about being proactive. So yeah, like take a good look at those wires.
Yep.
Anything look messed up, fraying, cracks, corrosion, those connectors are usually the first to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. They get bumped around a lot.
Yeah.
So what should we be looking for exactly?
Good question. You want to make sure those connectors are on there tight, no loose wires hanging out, no exposed metal.
Right.
And corrosion can be a real problem. Look for like a greenish, kind of bluish buildup, or even just like a powdery residue. That's a sign that moisture is getting in there.
And that's bad news.
Bad news. If you see any of that, it's time to call a professional.
Okay, don't mess around with it myself.
Exactly. Electricity and towing, that's a combo you don't want to gamble with. Better to have someone who knows what they're doing take a look.
Right. Makes sense. So, okay, we've checked the wires, checked the connectors. What's next?
Lights. It's showtime. Gotta make sure those signals are good to go.
Okay.
Grab a friend, use a mirror, whatever it takes, test every single light.
Brake lights, turn signals, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. And don't forget the reverse lights if you've got them.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Easy to forget about those, but super important for safety, especially when you're backing up a big trailer.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy how such a quick check can save you so much trouble later.
Right.
And while we're on the topic of quick checks, what about the trailer tires?
Oh, those are critical. Absolutely. Every single trip, you need to be checking those tires.
Okay.
Tire pressure is number 1. Use a good gauge. And then you have a visual inspection. Any cuts, bulges. Is the wear pattern even?
Because a flat tire on a trailer is not a good time.
It's not ideal, let's just say that.
Understatement of the year. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Any last words of wisdom before we hit the road?
One more thing. Make sure that trailer's hitched up correctly and those safety chains are secured. Those chains are your backup plan if anything goes wrong.
Good to have a backup plan. It's amazing to me how something as like straightforward as trailer wiring can lead to such a deep discussion about safety.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that the most basic things are often connected to bigger issues, but hey, that's what we're here for, right?
Exactly. To explore those connections and make sure everyone's towing safely.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, let's shift gears and talk about what the future of trailer wiring might look like. I, for one, am ready to ditch the wires completely.
You and me both. Wireless is the future, right?
One can only hope. Okay, so you teased this whole wireless thing earlier. Paint me a picture. What could this actually look like in the real world?
All right, so imagine this. Okay, so picture this. You're hitching up your trailer, right?
Yeah.
But instead of messing with all those wires and connectors, there's just this little module
Okay.
near your hitch.
So no more crawling around under the bumper.
Exactly. You just make sure that module is powered up,
Okay.
and it automatically creates a secure connection with a similar module on your tow vehicle.
Wow. That's it. That seems almost too easy.
That's the beauty of it, right? It just works.
So I can control everything. Lights, brakes, even onboard systems, all wirelessly.
Exactly. You could even monitor things like tire pressure and temperature all from your phone or a little screen on your dashboard.
That's amazing. I mean, we've talked a lot about safety today, and this just seems like it would eliminate so many potential problems.
I completely agree. Wireless technology could be a real game changer for towing safety.
Okay, I'm sold. When can I get a wireless trailer?
Well, like with most cool tech stuff, it's probably still a little ways off.
Yeah.
But I have no doubt that we'll start to see wireless trailer systems becoming more common in the next few years, definitely.
Okay, well, I'll be first in line. I can't
Me
wait.
too. It's an
And
exciting time to be into towing, that's for sure.
it really is. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of trailer wiring, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. From the basics of four-way and seven-way to like imagining a future where it's all wireless.
Who knew there was so much to learn about something that seems so, like, simple on the surface? But seriously, before we wrap things up, I just want to reiterate something we've touched on throughout this whole conversation. No matter how advanced your towing setup is, safety should always, always be the top priority.
Couldn't agree more. Take those extra few minutes to do your checks, make sure everything's in good working order. It can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for us to roll on out of here.
Until next time.
To everyone listening, thanks for hitching your wagon to ours for this deep dive. Drive safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboombaboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboombaboom.com.